Good morning and welcome back to Coffee Chats with Chett. Today I want to talk about some of the career advice that I wish that I would have been given when I was a younger version of myself. I believe that one of the worst questions that you can ask a teenager in high school is, what do you want to be when you grow up? But yet it seems to be a question that we ask over and over and over again. It's like we have this assumption that when we are simply teenagers that we need to have figured out our entire life before we even reach adulthood. And for me, that was a notion that really never settled well. And it was really confusing for me to go into the world of secondary education thinking that I first needed to solidify, this is who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And so therefore, these are the programs that I need to take. Growing up, I had many different interests, and going to college was actually a true realization of that. You know, at first I wanted to become a doctor, and then a physio, and then a businesswoman, and then a philosopher. And I ended up taking a lot of different classes, and it resulted in me getting a major in communications and a minor in journalism. But what I didn't realize that I was doing at the time was really instilling this love of learning, this love of exploration that would really serve me well throughout the duration of my career. This love for exploration and learning and skilling up in a wide variety of different ways led me to be in this position in mid-career where I have my own personal mantra now, which is all about preparing for the unknown. And this is advice that I wish that I was given at a younger age, because I think it would have relieved me from a lot of pressure and anxiety. Again, thinking that I needed to stick to one thing for the rest of my life. But really having this philosophy of preparing for the unknown has equipped me in such a way that positions me where I feel like I was able to constantly be able to pivot and skill up and pivot and skill up in a way where my background is now applicable to move my career in many different directions if I so choose to do so in the future. I simply just don't believe that we live in a world anymore where at the age of 16, you figure out who you want to be, you pursue education, and then you have a lifelong career. The world in which we live in is far too unpredictable for that. And so what I always coach people to do to help them with this, because I find that a lot of people get stuck and don't know whether or not to pursue this education or this skilling opportunity or this experience. What I've done and what I coach people to do is have that courage to have an ambitious career goal, put your stake in the sand around that career goal, and figure out the skills that you need to acquire in order to position you in such a way where you're the very best candidate for that role. The reality of the matter is that one of two things will actually happen. Like, one, you can never guarantee that even being the most skilled and qualified candidate, you're going to get that role. But what it does do is it puts you in a position where people don't have the excuse to not hire you because you don't have the right skills and credentials. And the other more powerful thing that I think that happens is number two, it creates forward momentum and energy in your career where you're constantly learning and trying new things and moving yourself forward. And that momentum leads to more exploration. And that exploration could actually lead you to moving that stake in the sand to another career goal that you want to achieve. And that is completely okay. But the point here is that it's so important to continue to move yourself forward, to skill up, to learn, to have that courage to put yourself out of your comfort zone. And by doing so, you're in this position where you're skilling up, you're learning, and you become a more well-rounded human being, which again puts you in this really great position to pursue a wide variety of different channels if you so choose to, or if circumstances happen and you're laid off, and you're now in a position of now needing to figure out what to do next, you have multiple different options versus perhaps being stuck in a career and a job where you haven't been scaling up. And perhaps those skills are now no longer applicable to the industry in which you were in. Okay, grab your writing tool of choice. It's now time for your coaching question of the week. Let's get to work. So 2 questions here, and again, they build on one another. So number 1, what is your ambitious career goal? Where do you want to put that stake in the sand? And then the second question, of course, what skills do you need to focus on in order to put you in the best position possible to be the number 1 candidate for that career goal that you have? As always, thank you so much for taking the time to read and or watch my blog. I appreciate all of you. If this provided you with any value at all, my only ask is for you to please like and subscribe to this video. And I would actually love to hear some of your journaling work. So if you want to leave a comment below and share with me what your career ambition is, what skills you want to focus on, or if you're having trouble figuring out what skills to focus on, I'd be happy to jump in and provide you with some feedback. So leave a comment below. Enjoy the rest of your weeks, and I'll see you next Monday.